Yeah, much better. All right, we're back. Welcome back to Buditzwrong, figure and character good reviews. Today I got Kong from Godzilla vs. King Kong. Movie just came out. Theater, what theaters? No theaters, just streaming. Maybe. Anyway, from SH Monsterarts, Bandai, Tamashii. Here's the box. Side. Back. Looking good. Side. Bottom. And top. Now let's get inside. Alright, there are the pieces inside the box. So it looks like two faces, 4 pairs of hands, the goofy Godzilla blade axe, which honestly to me is, I like the idea of the weapon, you know, if it were in like a comic or something like that, but in like a movie that you're supposed to kind of like have a degree of suspension of disbelief, I wasn't a fan of it, but I'm happy to have it for a figure, okay? I'm kind of lucky, I think, because I haven't really been a fan of most of the Kong figures we've had up to this point. So I had a hole in my kaiju collection, but with this guy, everything's complete. All right, let's take a look. All right, and there he is. Look at him. He's super beautiful. Take it all in. The plastic feels kind of, you know, soft but tough. So I think this should last a long time and not really hinder much of the ultra articulation that's in front of us. Yeah, that sculpt is great. Look at that. Look at all the detail. I'm sorry I don't have a motorized rotation device, so we'll have to do it old school. Yeah, and there he is. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the articulation real quick. So the head there, how far up can we go? Oh, not much. Am I just not doing it right? Let's see. Well, let's look at that peg. Well, you see that ball joint there, but it doesn't really. Kind of surprising. Well, there you go. There you go. That degree. But as far as the chest, there's a joint there and an ab crunch, so separate there. So plenty of motion for the torso. Shoulder, all the way up there, down. Got the butterfly bicep, and is that a double jointed? Nope, that's a single joint elbow. That's plenty, I think. And the wrist on it ball. How easy are the hands to take off? Come right off. Yeah, everything's nice and soft and feels good. How about the waist? Oh no, that's plenty. Look at all that. Ooh, all the way around, 180. I'm not gonna push it, but, and you can see it kind of like bends a little bit, distorts a bit because of the soft plastic, but hopefully it just kind of reforms after a while. But just be aware of that. Leg up here. Boom, that's a whole lot of, look at that, articulation. Oh, nice, pelvis and thigh separate. Awesome, okay, knee, double, boom. I guess the intent is a semi-double joint there. How easy to put that back on. Yeah, I guess this is the bad part of the kind of softer plastic. Things tend to kind of push against each other and pop off as a result. But it went back on with no problem. Okay, and then feet. It's like shin and, wow, ankle. That's a whole lot in there. And toes as well. But that comes right off, but because it's all balls, it should be fine, eh? It's all balls. And just to make sure that everyone can see clearly, you got the leg articulation one more time from the knee down. So knee, okay, and below there is a shin that's on a swivel. Then below, kind of like an upper ankle mid shin is another ball. And I guess that's like a long, maybe a double-sided ball joint that goes from the mid shin into the foot there. So plenty of foot articulation and, you know, nice little kind of at an angle standing poses and whatnot. So this should be great for whatever posing you want to put him in. Get dynamic with it. But as you saw probably in the promotional pictures, he can do his like knuckle down, face off stance, which I think a lot of us probably would love to do with any gorilla figure. You gotta kind of play with the spine more than anything else, because the neck itself doesn't really give that much upward articulation. But you know, for all those really good posers out there who, in a good way, figure sense, who are better than I am, I'm sure you have a lot of fun with this. Honestly, I'm already having fun with it, just because of how great the sculpt feels and how great the plastic feels right out the box. So I guess I tried with the just the standard knuckles. If you actually use the knuckle dragging knuckles they give you, these guys here, it'll probably be easier to get the stance and have him looking forward as opposed to just looking down. All right, and now my favorite part, the size comparison. Now, first of all, let's go ahead and get the size in just to be clear. We've got Kong at about 15 centimeters. Do the calculation as you'd like. And there he is with the Figure Arts Bodycoon for those who own him. Now, I got him here first with my favorite design, my favorite Godzilla design, the Millennium Godzilla. And you might be wondering, well, why did you not start him off with the movie Hollywood Godzilla designs? Well, because I hate them. Yeah, I'll never buy any of those. I mean, you want to talk about what's wrong with a Godzilla design? Well, they're a great example of what not to do. Well, I will admit the King of the Monsters design wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad, but the other ones are just, they don't look anything. They've got no character to me. They've got no soul. So, but Kong is different somehow. Kong actually looks like a really good, kaiju offering there. So I'm happy to own him. Happy to have him fill in that spot. To continue, I think the first Monsterarts Godzilla that they released, the 90s version, yeah, they look pretty good together. Not as good as Millennium, but they look good. Next up, the 2002 Godzilla design, which is slightly different than the Millennium one. Yeah, they look good together too. It's a good design anyway. Very, very articulated. Worth a buy. Oh, I'm talking about my favorite Godzilla designs over here. That means I can't forget this big behemoth over here. Wow. Heavy. Shin. Okay, he's actually bigger than I remember. Let's go back a little bit. Look at that. Yes, sir. Wonder what a Shin Kong would look like. Maybe one day. Let's cross our fingers. All right, and then smaller. Oh no! Little Diaclone Mini-Man, Micro-Man here. Well, you know what? F him. Ultraman from the Ultra Act line. So he's a little bit taller and maybe a little bit slimmer than what the Figure Arts have given us over the past few years. Do-doom, do-doom, do-doom. Oh, speaking of Ultraman, so that I don't really own any Figure Arts Ultraman except for, oh wait, no, I got a Victory around here somewhere. But closer, right next to my other shelf, is this guy here. There he is, Figure Arts, what's his name? Ultraman Belial Abomination? No, Atrocious, that's what it was, Atrocious. Yeah, he's a good design. But there he is for, just Figure Arts height scale. Revoltech Gamera from, I don't know, one of the 90s ones. I've got them all, but they're, there are small differences in design. He's tiny, but I like the idea of a tiny Gamera because he's got all those tricks up his sleeve. So he shouldn't be giant and have a bunch of abilities, that give him the kind of unfair advantage. And right next to him, Revoltech Gigan. He looks pretty good with Kong, actually. Monsterarts, Final Wars. Revamped Gargon. He's a monster. Okay, and they're standing right next to each other, so I think on the camera it looks like it's, you know, Kong is more in the foreground, but that's not the case. Let's bring him closer just so you can see better. Still a nice enemy to have, and don't forget the reissue with the extra parts or whatever is coming out. So if you didn't get him the first time, you'll have a chance. And then Gorilla Doshi. Dragon Ball Creatures Ozaru Vegeta statue. Just in case you wanted to just see a fun little size comparison there. And the more I've had time to kind of play with them, you know, at the beginning of this video, I had just kind of opened the box, just literally. So, you know, I just got a feel for it as I was going through articulation and whatnot. But I've had time now to kind of move him around a little bit and see how he looks with other characters and, you know, switch the faces and all that. And yeah, this is a solid figure. Nice and soft, lots of articulation. I think it's worth a buy. So if you can get your hands on one, well, it's a general release. So, you know, even if you missed the first round, you should get it at some point, you know. Definitely worth it. Like I said, even for fans who are not into the movie designs for the most part, this Kong I definitely would recommend getting. I like it better than the first round Kong because that one looked just kind of like a gorilla, like a large gorilla. This one actually looks like a, you know, a fantastical beast that you'd find in a fantasy story, you know. And the axe is goofy, but it's worth it, you know. I always love my option parts. As always, thanks for watching until the end. Please like, share, and comment, and I'll see you with the next video.